Every day, kids around our state get up and go to school and try to learn to read in classrooms that have far too many children to ensure that can happen. Many kids in our state are learning our state's history this year, and they're learning it from books that are as old as they are. Thousands of Pennsylvania students are missing out on extra educational opportunities, advanced curricular offerings, supplemental instruction when they're failing, and the arts, which are critical to their development. Today, I am really honored to be joined with so many champions who care deeply about this cause as I do, to work with the governor and the legislature to enact a fair, predictable, and equitable school funding system.
In 15 years from now, I don't want to have to look at another youth and say to them that in 2016, we had the chance to change their lives, and we didn't because we failed to make that decision.
As is the case in many schools in Pennsylvania, without adequate funding, Automotive will struggle to meet the demands of our public education system. As difficult as it is to say, we are sending our students out into the real world unprepared for the demands and challenges of our society.
I am also here as an individual who is a retired person living mostly on Social Security and a small annuity, with no children or grandchildren in Pennsylvania schools. So why am I here talking about the need to invest more in Pennsylvania education? The only direct impact of the education budget to me personally could likely be an increase in my taxes. However, funding education is the best legacy any of us can leave. I will gladly pay more to help provide that legacy.
An educated community is not only a smarter community, but a safer community and a healthier community. Time is now to end any divisiveness. It's time to start giving all of our students in the Commonwealth the right to fair and equitable education. So again, I urge our lawmakers to permanently enact the fair funding formula and support an increase of $400 million in new funding for schools in the state budget this year.
All the research that claims small class sizes are better for instruction has to be ignored as we try to limit our spending. Classes that prepare students for the new millennium may have to be eliminated as we return to just the basics. Ask any employer if the basics prepare a student for their workforce in the 21st century.
The impact on our students has been tremendous as funding from the state has become more and more uncertain, and the school board does not have the resources that it can use locally to make up the difference very often. Technology, family and consumer science, music, library science. We've cut library staff at our elementary schools. We've cut music positions in our elementary schools in what was once a very fine, well-staffed program across our district.
And although it is a positive step forward that Pennsylvania has enacted a funding formula to allocate new school funding based on current student and school district data, the formula is only as good as the money that flows through it.
That's right.
At the current rate, if lawmakers invest just $200 million a year through the formula, children in their cribs today will graduate before all schools in Pennsylvania receive adequate funding.
Pennsylvania can't afford to keep underfunding public education. Without a permanent funding formula, all students will suffer, rural, urban, and suburban. Pennsylvania must adopt an educational funding system that provides enough resources so students in every school district have a fair shot at academic success.
I have been told all my life that our children are our future, and without them, there will be no future. And if we don't make the changes that we need to make now, right now, we're doomed. We're doomed. So I am not only here fighting for my children, I'm not only fighting for the children in my neighborhood, but I'm fighting for all the children here in Pennsylvania.